Hello, BookTube. Who's up for a mail haul?
We have 4 packages today.
3 of them are from W.W. Norton.
So the first one is Operation Dragoon.
Dragoon.
Oh,
by
I missed
Robin,
a no.
by Robin Cross.
The Allied liberation of the south of France in 1944.
Let's see, this comes out in... When does this come out? This comes out in March 5th. And let's see what it's about. Here, I'll try to hold it up and read it at the same time. The story of the Allied invasion of the south of France on August 15th, 1944. Robin Cross's Operation Dragoon is an expert account on the second D-Day, launched 2 months after Operation Overlord, the Allied invasion of Normandy. As such, it has often been overshadowed by its predecessor, but its significance cannot be underestimated. Robin Cross's new book provides, for the first time, a complete narrative of the liberation of the south of France, from strategic decisions made from the Allied and German high commands to the intelligence war waged by Allied codebreakers, from the German defeat of French resistance forces on the verges to the exploits of individual OSS agents to the ground as they strove to keep pace with a fast-moving battlefield. This is the story of Allies inflicting on the German army Blitzkrieg-style defeat, expunging the lingering memories of the catastrophe of 1940. Oh, sounds fascinating. I do love me some World War II history, as I am the owner of this channel, and that's what I do.
Alright, so we have another one. Oh, gosh. From
Rita?
W.W. Morton.
Rita, you want some of this? Here you go. Here you go.
Alright, so this one is Louis XIV, The Power and Glory by Josephine Wilkinson. Let's see. And this one comes out March 5th as well, so early March.
Getting into March books soon. Let's
see.
Josephine Wilkinson's Louis XIV is a stylish and incisive narrative that presents readers with a fresh perspective on one of the most fascinating kings in European history. Louis XIV's story has all the ingredients of a Dumas classic. Legendary beginnings, beguiling women, court intrigue, a mysterious prisoner in an iron mask, lavish court entertainments, the scandal of a mistress who was immersed in the dark arts, and a central character who was handsome and romantic, but with a frighteningly dark side to his character. A whole lot of stuff about a whole lot of people surrounding Louis XIV.
You can always learn more about the Sun King.
I don't know anything about Louis XIV, do you?
Of course I do. I know everything. Alright, one last one from W.W. Norton. And that is...
The Secret War Against Napoleon by Tim Clayton.
This is brilliant. Oh!
There you go. There you go.
You don't want it? Do you want to say hello to your fans? Oh,
they want to see you
hi.
way more than they want to see us.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Frida. Let's see.
Britain's Assassination Plot on the French Emperor by Tim Clayton.
This is another March 5th book.
That makes sense, all coming from the same publisher?
Between 2 assassination attempts in 1800 and 1804, hold it up, on Napoleon Bonaparte, the British government launched a propaganda campaign of an unprecedented scope and intensity to persuade George III's reluctant subjects to fight in the Napoleonic Wars. A fight to the death against one man, the Corsican usurper and tyrant. Tim Clayton's The Secret War Against Napoleon tells the story of the British government's determination to destroy the French emperor by any means possible. We have been taught to think of Napoleon as the aggressor, a man with an unquenchable thirst for war and glory. But what if this story masks the real truth? The British refusal to make peace, either with revolutionary France or with the man who claimed to personify the revolution, was the reason the epic conflict continued for more than 20 years. At this pivotal moment, when it wanted to consolidate its place as the premier world power, Britain was uncompromising. Great, another book about Napoleon. Just what everyone needs. This one is from Pegasus Books.
Oh.
Rita's been tearing up all these boxes. Hey, Frida Bean.
All right.
A fully non-fiction haul.
And this is the Borgias? Or the Borgias. Is that right?
Borgia? Borgias, Power and Depravity in Renaissance Italy by Paul Strathern.
Oh, gosh. This one comes out August 6th, so I have
A little while away.
time to read this one. The Borgia family have become a byword for evil. Corruption, incest, ruthless megalomania, avarice, and vicious cruelty. All words
some of those,
I can't pronounce.
Some of those words aren't actual words.
No. All have been associated with their name, and yet, paradoxically, this family lived when the Renaissance was coming into its full flowering in Italy. Examples of infamy flourished alongside some of the finest art produced in Western history. This is but one of several paradoxes associated with the Borgia family, which produced corrupt popes, depraved princes, and poisoners, and even a saint. These paradoxes, which so characterize the Borgises, however you pluralize,
the Borgises,
have seldom been examined in great detail. Previously, history has tended to condemn or attempt in part to
exonerate this remarkable family.
That's why I'm not reading them.
In order to understand the Borgises, much more is needed than evidence for and against. The Borgises must be related to their time, together with the world which enabled them to flourish. Within this context, the Renaissance itself takes on a very different aspect. Was the corruption part of the creation, or vice versa? Would one have been possible without the other? So, we got many...
well, not many.
We got a full non-fiction haul here, which is surprising. And we got The Borgises by Paul Strathern, The Secret War Against Napoleon, Louis XIV,
and Operation Dragoon.
W.W. Norton and Pegasus, coming at you in March and August. I think that's it. Thank you very much, BookTube.